Peace and blessings. You already know. Salute. You know, hope everything healthy with everybody. Today's topic I want to speak about, I want to address, you know what I'm saying, some of the things that's been mentioned, you know, about me and Lacey. You know, this is someone that I have a lot of respect for, despite, you know, the differences that we may have. You know, I think everything was just, you know, something that a conversation, you know what I'm saying, could have nipped certain things in the bud. But due to, you know, Lacey not writing and him being notorious for lack of communication, you know what I'm saying, and him you know, being at the forefront, you know, that's real bad for business. You know, I never really spoke about Lacey, never really mentioned none, even though, you know, in a few videos I might have, you know, mentioned his name, or might even have gave you little dibs and dabs of what transpired whenever people brought up, you know, me and Lacey's alleged situation, you know what I'm saying, to led up to a lot of confusion amongst the NYBBA. So the only reason why I'm talking about him now is not really to speak about, you know, or to address anything or anybody else said. That's not the cause. For one, I never try to mention his name because, you know, he's in prison, you know, trying to make it home. And I never want to say anything or nothing like that that'll ever harm him, you know what I'm saying, the way, you know. But it's been so many people mentioning him and speaking about him, you know what I'm saying, so I'm going to just go off of, you know, everything that's already have been said, you know. But before I get into that, man, we're going to run that intro. You already know. Peace and blessings to all. Thank you for y'all support. Like, subscribe, follow, hit the notification button so every time I drop a video, you know, you'll be notified that I dropped the video. You'll be able to see it first off here. You already know. One. Salute. Thanks for tuning in to Kross TV Network. You already know that's Kross with a K. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. You know how my slogan is, man. Y'all could be anywhere in the world, but y'all here with me, so I never waste y'all time. I wasted over 20-something years of my life in prison and another countless years out here in these streets, you know what I'm saying, as a youth, you know what I'm saying, and so forth. So I would never waste your time. Time is valuable. Time is something that we could never get back, you know what I'm saying? And time is a part of our history, so we're going to get this, because this right here is history. You know what I'm saying? Happy Black History Month. I hope everybody is you know, and tuning into their ancestors and tuning into their history, you know what I'm saying, getting in tune, you know, with the Black History Month and everything. If y'all want me to speak on Black History Month and y'all want me to, you know, talk about certain histories, you know, dealing with our people, just let me know in the comments, you know what I'm saying, and I'll speak about that. Right? So the topic at hand is Lacey, right? The Brim Lacey. Again, shout out to Lacey. You know, despite anything that ever happened, you know, shout out to him. You know, like I said, you know, on Rikers Island, I was on Rikers Island actually from 9/4 to 2000. And I'm gonna explain what I mean by that. 9/4 adolescent, I came in, copped out, went upstate, got work release, came home. I was only maybe home about, you know, I would be locked up about 4 months for that little time. You know, then 1995, came back through, and I was on the island for 2 years, from 9/5 to 9/6. And then I went up north and I came home in 9/7. And in 9/7, you know, I almost got killed. And behind that, you know, I ended up killing the dude. Well, and both of them ended up dying. And then while I was on Rikers Island, I went to Rikers Island on 9/7, and I was fighting my cases. I had at the time it was a murder and attempt murder. And then I had 5 other jail cases, stabbings and stuff, you know, with the police and everything. I mean, with the you know, going to war with the Kings and stuff like that. So the whole time I was on Rikers Island, me and Lacey was never in the same buildings or nothing like that. He was on Rikers Island at the time from 9/7 when I was on the island. But all them times we was never together in the same house. We were just always missing each other. The first time that I got to physically see Lacey and Lacey got to physically see me is when we was both in upstate. In my prior video, I was mentioning about me being on the same tier company as Top Dollar, who happens to be one of the 3 individuals that took the stand in La Brim's case, that in which he mentions and everything. And on that time, when we was on that tier, that we was in 8 building, right across. All right, so if anybody don't know how the cells is, right, in upstate, is the door with the box. There's no cells. There's no bars. There's a door with a box. You got a toilet with a sink right here. You got a bed, a bottom bed, a top bed. Then you got a shower right here in the back. And then all the way in the back, there's a door. You open the door, there's a little balcony with a cage. I mean, you know, with a, like with a, you know, the diamond gate cage going around it. So that way nobody can get off, you know, fall off or climb off or nothing like that. That was actually where we get our recreation at. In that balcony was our recreation. So when we had recreation, 8 building is facing 9 building. When you look down, you see the corridor. You know, when we walk into our blocks, you can see people going on visits, you can see police walking by and everything. But you looking straight up, you see 9 building. So it's us, a little space, and then it's 9 building. So we basically looking at each other. We basically could see each other. We're just in another building. And that was the first time, you know, me and Lacey got to see each other physically. Now, for those that don't know, NYBBA, the New York Blood Brim Army, was established by us. You know, Pee Wee being on the forefront. You know, he got the okay. You know, and he had a vision, and he executed the vision. You know what I'm saying? In which Reg had East Homicide, and I started Outlaw 20 Brim, right? Now, because we did what we did, all original OGs, you know, the ones that were starting the council had labeled us fool. They wasn't really never really coming too much at the 5-9 Brims, because 5-9 Brims is one of the original sets under the UBN. But now that we declaring our independence, you know what I'm saying, you have some that'll be like, well, I'm following under the U, you know what I'm saying, UBN, and you know the way how it always been, and then others was following, you know, us. You know, we, you know, was loyal to the East Homicides, and was loyal to the you know, to the Outlaw 20, you know, the NYBBA movement. And before Lacey had pulled up, you know, there was a lot of tension going on, a lot of people trying to say things about us, you know, like I said, we was fooled. You know, it was said anybody that be on a visit with Mel Kross, if they don't do nothing to him, is fool. You know what I'm saying? So I had to always think about, you know, my moms, you know, my kids coming up to see me and everything, whatever. So every time I went on a visit, you know what I'm saying, I was straight, I was good. You know what I'm saying? Make a long story short, nobody never did nothing to me. And I gotta give respect to Pee Wee, right? One day Pee Wee pulls up to the box. And they was like, yeah, Pee Wee here, Pee Wee here, Pee Wee here. So they was saluting Pee Wee because Pee Wee, you know, even though he one of the ones that basically was the brainchild and started NYBBA along with the rest of us, people was still acknowledging him because he was 5'9", and being that he was 5'9" and he wasn't repping Outlaw 20 or he wasn't repping East Homicide. Cause remember Hounds and Mac Ballers, Bloodhounds, you know, all that didn't start yet. You know what I mean? So at the time it was just, you know, just us sets right here that I was mentioning. So people was saluting Pee Wee, yo, So Pee Wee was like, yo, what's up with my brim? What's up with my brim? Yo, what's up with Mel Kross and all that? What's up with this, that, blah, 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 blah. They was like, yo, them niggas is fool. You know that, Pee Wee? Them niggas, you know what I'm saying? Them niggas is fool. You know what I'm saying? You know, all them brim hoods is them brim hoods, them stone hoods. You know what I'm saying? Them NYB hoods, all them hoods is fake. You know, we not recognizing that. You know what I'm saying? And everything like that. Y'all niggas is on, all of them is on the wall. Then Pee Wee said, then don't salute me, and got off the gate. Then Pee Wee called up to me, because at the time, who was on the same company with me at the time, that was on the gallery with me, Top Dollar, Black O, Mac Murder, Death Before Dishonor, Mac Murder, was also 7 Star Brim from Brownville and Elevator. They was in the cell together. This was because Elevator was in a box at that time because he put it in for me. What happened with the situation in Comstock when them niggas snuck me when I was in the shower, you know what I'm saying? I shook it in, got it in with them. So the next day, the Brim shut the jail down, and that's how Vader ended up putting his hat on Elevator and putting his hat on the term Brim. One that happened to be Carter B, co-defense or whatever have, right? So now, anyway, getting back to the story. So now, Lacey, we find out Lacey is in 9 building, which is like I said, across the field. But like you know, we could see them every time we in the rec pen. We go to rec together, so we talk. We could fish and everything together. You know what I'm saying? You know, exchange kites and everything. So when Lacey finally made the level 3, he actually went in the same cell that B.I.G. had just left and went the population in. At the time, you know, B.I.G. had Brim militant soldiers. That's what he had. And he had left and he had went to Attica. He was in Attica. They had moved Pee Wee to Southport because dudes were trying to act like they was trying to double bunk with Pee Wee and everything like that. So it became a security risk. They was trying to, you know, pull the stunt and try to make it seem like it was Pee Wee, but it wasn't Pee Wee. It was people trying to do bullshit on him, and so they transferred Pee Wee. They ain't, you know, Pee Wee didn't get to stay. So at this time, Black O Maco and everybody telling us like, yo, Mel Kross, you know, I'm saying, you know, how you gonna sit here and create Outlaw 20 Brims, or how y'all gonna make Outlaw NYBBA when sets is made every 5 years, and you know what I'm saying, and this is the protocol, and they gotta get voted in as a process, you know, boom, 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 boom. And I said, Black O Maco, miss me with that bullshit. Because first of all, 9 Trey started at 9-4. It got its name because that was when everybody got locked up, and when they met each other, their numbers was 9 Trey. But it started at 9-4, champ. So now, if you want to think about the time when 9 Trey started, that means all the hoods until 9-9 is not official then. That's what you're telling me. So don't beat me in the head with that bullshit. I'm not really trying to jack your head, none of that bullshit you talking about and everything like that. So, you know, I stood on business even when I was by myself. I was the only one there, you know, well, Elevator and 7 Star, you know, was in front of the company and everything, you know. But if I ain't mistaken, at the time, both of them, I believe, was still 5'9", if I'm not mistaken. But it didn't matter because 7 and all them, you know, always stood. You know what I'm saying? We brimming and we doing the NYBBA thing regardless of whether or not he was still 5'9" or something else. Anyway, they was one of the ones that stood tall with the situation. So they was also feeding Lacey bullshit. So Lacey don't even know what's going on. So the reason why we even started NYBBA is because when OG Mac went home, they was like, we don't want no one man rule no more. It's not no one man gonna say, and that's whatever. So we're gonna come with a committee and we're gonna vote on all the decisions that's going on within United Blood Nation. So in them politicking that, in the process of them politicking that, they was like, well, who are the individuals that we might have an issue with, or, you know what I'm saying, might not jack this and, you know, we gotta replace or turn food or whatever have you. So everybody who they had a question mark, who name on it, was like Lacey, Ty Guns, my cousin Dizzy, Big Ears. All these names that I named, all these hoods end up becoming nations or armies within themselves and created hoods under themselves. And because we made these hoods, they put out and came up with a cleanup set called the Vanguard. And their whole purpose was they would assemble a whole bunch of shooters under the UBN to come together to dismantle the Brim and Stones. These new sets that's going on, you know, Outlaw 20, and, you know, to disband us. So, and they were saying that Lacey was in agreement because Lacey didn't know what was going on. Like I said, Lacey was notorious for not writing. People were saying that he didn't know how to write. So even though he was who he is, you know what I'm saying, you know, as far as on paper, Lacey never really wrote no history. Lacey never wrote nobody and try to do hit. Lacey never did none of that. Lacey never did. Lacey don't write nobody. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he was saying that we was fooled because he didn't know what was going on while we started that. His whole thing was, well, I didn't give them permission to start and make brim hoods and do this and do that. So Lacey was in Shawanga from the time he came up north. I believe that was 99, 98, 99, something like that. From the time he came up north to the time he came to the box, 2000, he was in Shawanga. He was in Shawanga. That's where he turned our shine brim and everything, right? So he was in Shawanga. So he came to upstate for, I think it was either a dirty urine or some gang related material that he got caught with or some shit like that. One of the two. He didn't have a lot of time there. So he pulls up there. This is when I first meet him. This is when we first start talking. We vibing, you know, whatever. And then we tell him about NYBBA and everything. We sends him a kite. So we put him on what's really going on. So when we let him know what's really going on, he came on the gate like, yeah, Brim Love to the NYBBA, yeah, Brim Love, Mel Kross, yeah, Brim Love, blah, 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 blah. That fucked Black old Mac on him up, because like, damn, now that this nigga came over here, he know the real deal that we try to 52 fake him because we was going to fade Lacey, and they stood tall for him. Now Lacey over here, he know the real deal, so he's standing by these niggas. So now you can't say, well, we not official because of our big homie and this, not other. Now our big homie is rolling with us, right? Cool, I need y'all to follow me. So I leaves upstate box, and I go to Auburn. This is like the late summer turning fall of 2003. This is a few months after the situation with Moshe and them, you know, popped off on the police inside the sergeant bubble in the Auburn yard. And by the way, Auburn is the oldest prison in the state of New York. That's the oldest prison in the state of New York. That's where most of all the, you know, all the murders happened. You know, the death row and everything used to be there, and every, you know, when that was going on in New York. So I'm in Auburn, you know, organizing, getting everybody together, make sure that they, you know, make my rounds, you know, nobody trying to pop on me and nobody's going good. You know, you got, you know what I'm saying, my brother Amin was there. That's the first time me and him actually ever been in population together, but that's my other half, and he my co-defendant in a couple of jail cases that we had on Rikers Island. But the most notorious one that people know about with me and Amin is when, and he my co-defendant is when I cut Rob Lowe, and I'm gonna get to that too. We're gonna speak on that on a whole whole nother video. So once I got to Auburn, my thought process was, as long as we can last in certain big houses, then we're going to be able to build. You know what I'm saying? So me and Amin got together, put our heads together. You know what I'm saying? He had the villains. You know what I'm saying? I had the Outlaw 20s. You know what I'm saying? You had a couple of Outlaw 20s that was already there before I pulled up there. Dapping them was already there before I got there. So they the ones who pulled me in the mess hall, introduced me to a couple of people that was neutral and everything that, you know what I'm saying? You know, if push came to shove, you know what I'm saying? They, you know, they was going to ride and, you know, everything was situated. As I was there, I would, you know what I'm saying, my hood started growing, you know what I'm saying, our mark started just, you know, taking over Auburn to the point where we became the biggest, the biggest, you know what I'm saying, or the most populated bloods in the prison, you know, inside Auburn. That became Hatburn. We started naming that Hatburn. You know, I was there maybe about 18 months. Give or take. Lacey is coming from upstate, and he's on his way to Attica. So anybody who know, when you come from upstate, right, you got to go and you go into another facility unless you PK draft. PK meaning you leaving and going to the jail right then and there for security reasons. From upstate, you got to go all the way back down to downstate, stay overnight, and then they take you to Auburn. You stay, Auburn has a transit tier in D block. So you'll stay in Auburn overnight or for a couple of hours. And then from Auburn, you will go to Attica. So while Lacey pulls up to Auburn, so now he's supposed to be my militant big homie or whatever, right? So if he got a message for me, you would think he would write it on a piece of paper, you know, because first of all, our business is our business. Nobody need to know what's going on between us. You know, it's blood business, whatever. So Lacey on the gate, yo, where Mel Kross at? How long he been here? Yo, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. So dude's like, yo, whoa, big bro, like, the bro got shit on smash, you know what I'm saying? You know, any homies that come through there, they got, while they on transit waiting to go, whatever, they got food, they got cigarettes, you know what I'm saying? They get a little smoke, you know what I'm saying? And shit like that. Like, everybody come through good, you know what I'm saying? This how it's supposed to be. Yo, bro got shit on smash. Ain't nobody going down. He ain't never ducked no fade. Nobody never violated him. He getting money. The brims is organized. We deep. Ain't nothing happen to none of us. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know, bro, right now, he trying to get some trailers and shit. So he in a program right now. He in the mess hall. He in a program right now. He trying to get some trailers and everything. So from there, the homies and them started arguing. So the homies came to the yard and was like, yo, this nigga Lacey down there talking crazy about you. Yo, that's why I said, Mel, this shit is be bugged out, man. You know, we start the fucking nation, you know what I'm saying, protecting niggas like him, and then now this nigga sit here trying to violate. So I'm like, well, he like, I'm ready to tell this nigga, man. I'm ready to tell that nigga. I'm like, well, I don't give a fuck what you tell that nigga. The yard was closing, and I had to talk with somebody else. I had to really get to somebody else that was very important. It was a situation that might have been brewing that I needed to get more insight and input on, you know what I'm saying, to know, you know, what the fuck. So I kind of like brushed that shit off. And I went to address the situation. So when I told the homie, I don't give a fuck what you say about that, whatever, he went back and said that I told him SMD. You know what I'm saying? Now, I never really said that. I said, I don't give a fuck what you going to do. He's like, I'm ready to tell him, and I just like cut him off. Like, I don't give a fuck what you want to tell him, because the yard closed, and I got to really take care of the situation. You know what I'm saying? But because he was under me, I didn't throw him under the bus. So I held that down. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Whatever. Boom. But then my thing is, I've been in Auburn 18 months, maybe 2 years tops, at the time that I'm here. You was just in Shawanga 3 years. And when you left Shawanga, you left for either it was a dirty urine or you got caught with paperwork. And we all know a lot of people got faded, got cut, got stabbed and everything for getting caught with these type of things, getting caught with paperwork and stuff like that. That was a cardinal rule. But some people, you know, got over, you know, on certain things. But so I was in my feelings about that. I was in my feelings about that. So when I was going on, I'm like, yeah, fuck that, boom, 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 boom. He leaves. And then another thing, I'm like, yo, it's crazy because motherfuckers put their life on the line to keep you in position. I'm in population. Yeah, Outlaw 20 was started in Clinton. Frank White and all of them was there. It was shooters there. Red Eyes, that was Hellraiser nephew, all of them was there. Red Eye, all of them was there. I didn't start my shit in a box and then sent people to population as crash dummies. No, I came outside to the population and let people know, yeah, I'm starting Outlaw 20 Brim. This is what we doing. And whoever feel whatever, it's just going to have to go down. Facts. You know what I'm saying? This is facts right here. So that's why I felt the way I felt towards Lacey. Like, yo, I dare this dude, you know what I'm saying, come at me like this, like I'm the fucking enemy or like I'm some punk and everything, and I'm fighting a battle for him that he didn't even know about. And he was going against us for the same motherfuckers that was trying to portray him. It took him to come to upstate to learn what was going on, right? That's one phase of the story. That's the first phase of it. That's when, that was like, that was around 05 and everything, because that's when him and Live and Pee Wee and B.I.G., all of them ended up in Attica. That was all around the same thing. They all ended up there. Then when they all left there, Lacey did, I think, another couple of months of box time, whatever. Then he went to Comstock, or he was getting transferred to Comstock or something like that. Because what started happening is every time Lacey go to a jail, they'll just throw him in a box, whether he did something or not. Just like me, I go to certain jails, like when I went to the Medium, they just throw me in a box or they'll set me up. I won't be there. I won't be in that jail in population no longer than 60 days. They always try to do something to shut us down. So, Lacey goes to Comstock. Now he's in Comstock. He's in Comstock with Hirsch. He's in Comstock with Del Brim. Shout out to Del Brim. Shout out to Hirsch. He and Del, he over there with all these people. So now, being that he's Lacey, and we got the Brim Army, he feel like, well, I'm Lace, man, so I'm gonna just do this and I'm gonna just do that. So now he started 59th Street Shooters. He started Harvard Park. He started like three hoods, maybe 4 hoods. And every time they came to Auburn, I shut it down. I shut them hoods down. Respectfully, I shut them hoods down. What I mean by I shut them hoods down is this, right? UBN has a constitution. Our UBN over here in New York City, New York, we have a constitution. We have an Order 14. We have our oath. We have our 30 rules. We have our prayer. What I write, that's about because I bang with pride. When I die, put me ready to be rest in peace, begging me, you being united me, right? And we got these things that guide our minds and tell us what we can and can't do in our lifestyle, right? What we couldn't, you know what I mean? So, I lost my train of thought for a minute. Give me a little second. So that was the same thing with the Brim Army, you know what I'm saying? We had a constitution. It's only going to be but 9 hoods. It's only going to be this. It's only going to be that. It's only going to be this. It's only going to be that. Lacey really didn't know these things because, again, he wasn't writing. So you really can't be in communication with him unless you're actually in his presence in front of him, which he was criticized for a lot, but turned out to be one of the smartest things ever to do, especially in his position, being in prison and where he's at. He actually, when people look at him as actually being, yo, he was a retarded dude or he's dumb, he actually one of the smartest. He's like the Kaiser Sosa of this shit. If anybody knew the movie of Usual Suspects, that boy mental and his militancy is on a whole nother level, you know what I'm saying? That's why I said, like, I got a lot of respect for him despite what was going on. So make a long story short, the reason, so that's why I was shutting them hoods down, because it's like, yo, we didn't vote for these hoods. We already have 9. You know what I'm saying? So now if I allow this to go on and y'all recruiting, then that's making me look suspect amongst NYBBA because it's being done on my watch. This is my spot. I'm running the spot. This is my joint. So, and what I would do is, because I know they was official, I'm going to use my comrade Hirsch, for example. Hirsch born low. He used to be 1A Trey. Myself and along with a couple other people inspired him to turn Brim. So he became Brim. So he was one of the people that was in Comstock with Lacey in about 06, 07. He was up with Lacey. And then he came over to Comstock. He was one of the big homies of that set. And I pulled him over. I embraced him as my brother, threw it up to him, showed him nothing but love. You need a care package, you need this, you need that, whatever. You got it all. I want you to feel comfortable, but we gotta have a talk. What's up, big? What's up, big bro? You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Mel? Listen, Hirsch, because remember we was on Rikers Island, nigga, remember I was on 101 on the island, so I had the whole UBN. I had all sets. I called all shots from in all sets. I made the committee in every building. You know what I'm saying? That's what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? When you the 101 in Rikers Island. That's a whole nother story I'm gonna talk about also. But getting back to this, I told him, like, you know, bro, you know, not for nothing, man. It's not your fault, but you know, Lacey wrong and Lacey can't do that. Lacey can't open up them hoods that he's giving y'all. He can't, bro. And I don't want you to feel like I'm challenging your manhood or something like that, because you're my comrade. We got a big, strong relationship. That you thinking that I'm coming at you like you a sucker. I know you're not a sucker, bro. But if you my brother, you need to, you know what I'm saying? You need to really listen to me, bro. If you love this shit and whatever, you gonna either go back under the motherhood, you come up under the me, or whatever, until everything get worked out, and then everything go back, then you go back there, or we'll figure something out, and you know, make sure you get your status and everything, and you do what you do. But the decision is yours. So I never transgressed, and I just use Hirsch as an example. You know what I'm saying? But it was many others that came before or after him that I had to have the same conversation with, because one, if Lacey brought y'all home and you under Lacey, then you're official as far as you being a Brim. I'm not saying you're official like, oh, you a cunt clapper, you a crazy this, I'm talking about you official, meaning that you're an official member of Brim if he brought you home. That's what I mean by official, right? So I never transgressed. But I was only standing on principle. Like, yo, these hoods can't be about because X, Y, Z. And this is what's going on everywhere. Them hoods, that's why them hoods to this day never got big. Or never went nowhere. Or you never really heard of them unless you was there around that time when everything was going on. So when I leave Auburn, then I end up going to the box, come out the box, go back to Auburn, get set up, get PK'd to 5-point, and 5-point for like 60 days, end up getting 3 years in the box, because, you know what I'm saying, or whatever have you. So the timeline is 2012, so you figure the SMD that allegedly happened was around 2004, 2005. I'm in upstate box. Everything healthy. I'm moving around, not in Auburn. Everything healthy. I go to upstate box 2012. 2013 is when they would say Outlaw 20 is food and Mel Kross is food, this, that, and the other. For me, SMD and Lacey, almost 10 years ago. Almost 10 years ago. When I got 3.5, almost 4 years in the box. And then when I look at this shit, I'm like, damn. Look at Nat Turner. He wasn't Brim when we was on the island. He turned Brim because of me. Like a lot that I did for Brim. I'm like, damn. I put my life on the line for this dude, Lacey. Cause niggas could have, cause dudes could have called me to the yard in upstate and everything. I mean, in Clinton. And when I started my hood, cause I didn't start the hood, cause I was power, homie, because I wanted a hood. I already had that. I turned that because I wasn't gonna let motherfuckers just fade my big homie for nothing, or think they're gonna fade him for nothing, or think that the Brims ain't gonna ride with him. Now, only for me to be targeted, or when I get in the box, to then now to, you know, play 48 Laws of Power and go at my army while the head is gone, while I can't scribe because all my mail is being watched. Or every time I send out a gang letter, something like that, I'm getting a ticket, I'm getting more time. So I can't even send out mail to nobody or to address anything. You know, if people get even caught with certain names and things with my name in it, you know, they would write me up or something like that, whatever. So I couldn't even get in contact with nobody. So that was really strategic in how that was done. But then when you sit back and you think about it, what was all that for? I never got punked out. There was never no smut on my name. There was never no rat shit in my name. There was never no homo shit in my name. Nobody never ran down on me. I never ducked a fade. It was no reason for the situation with Outlaw 20 to happen, but out of pure hate and out of simple fact that because I was standing on business and morals and principles, like, yo, bro, these hoods can't be in existence. It's nothing personal with me, but this is what the non-voted. This is what it is. This is what all the guerrilla fathers voted. This is what it is. This is what the Constitution is. This is what we agreed to. We gotta all stick to that, bro. And then what happened? Me and Eli in the cell. Me and Eli getting in the cell together. This is when I'm supposed to be, you know, food and who that and everything. At that time, you know, LO wanted to start Outlaw Ballers. He wanted to combine Outlaw 20s and Mac Ballers and make one set. You know what I'm saying? But there's another part of the story which I'm in here because I'm going to pick up the story at another time right back then. Y'all already know. Thanks for tuning in to Kross TV Network. That's Kross with a K.